G'day cocktail lovers. If you know me, you'll know wordplay in a cocktail name always catches my attention, and that's where this one comes in. It calls for Oleo Sacrament as a sweetener, and the cocktail is called an Oleo Sacrament. By coincidence, today I made some Oleo Saccharum. The recipe I found specifically says lime Oleo Saccharum, and mine is a mix of lemon and lime. If you're unfamiliar with Oleo Saccharum, basically you get the peel from citrus and cover it in sugar, and the sugar will leach the oils out of the peel and turn into a syrup. Tastes great. Get a really zesty citrus flavor along with the sweetness of the syrup, and it goes great, particularly in drinks that are on the sour side. Now this one, that colour's awesome. This is a whiskey drink. You wouldn't know it by looking at it, but this is in fact a whiskey drink. It's the bitters that have made it this colour. There's two sorts of bitters. The recipe called for plum bitters, which I don't have. Is cranberry bitters, so it's gone super red because the other bitters are Peychauds. So I've ended up with a very unusually coloured whiskey drink, but taste-wise, it's a really interesting twist on a sour. It's not as sour as a sour would be. It's kind of in the middle bit between an old-fashioned sort of platform and a sour. I think you might like this. This is a very interesting drink. Here's how we make it. In a mixing glass, put about 50 mils, just under 2 ounces of whiskey. Then add to that about 1/3 of an ounce or 10 mils of Benedcitine. Then we're doing 1/2 ounce or 15 mils of the Oleo Sacrament. To round things out, we're doing 2 dashes of Peychaud's bitters, and we follow that with 2 dashes of cranberry bitters, or plum bitters if you have them. We add ice to the glass, stir that for 20 to 25 seconds to chill and dilute the drink, and then strain that into a Nick Anora glass. In terms of a garnish, the original recipe said to burn some rosemary and stick it in it, and I was like, I actually think there is rosemary in the garden here, and that just seems a bit weird. I'm not doing that. I don't think this one would be particularly enhanced by smoke, but that's just me. I threw that in there because you might want to try that yourself to see how that goes. It's a really interesting and unusual whiskey drink. This would be one for someone who thinks they don't like whiskey cocktails. I think they'd like this. It's just a little bit sweet, enough to tempt someone, I think. And it's just very interesting looking in the glass. So it didn't really fill it up, did it? There was not a lot of content in that. I should have maybe used a smaller glass so it would look less mean. Or I guess I could scale up the recipe as well. I might try either of those another time. You know what? On reflection, I decided this drink needed some more character, and I wanted to fill my glass up a little more as well. So I made it again, and I beefed up the whiskey. I did 2 ounces, 60 mils of my base whiskey, and then I thought, you know what? Kick it in the guts. That's an Australian saying. Some overproof whiskey. This is 60% cask strength from local distiller Bakery Hill. This is the cask strength of their double wood single malt, aged in 2 different barrels over its lifetime, and I think that's going to really kick this up a notch. Also, I decided I deserved some garnishes in there, so I've got cherries and orange peel, but tasting it, oh no, that's better. I still think this is something a non-whiskey drinker would get into, but that just gave it a bit more body and a bit more character. Also filled up my glass a little bit more. So this is the improved Oleo Sacrament, and I stand by it. Now, having had one already, and I'm going to work my way through this, I think I probably just need to go to sit down. So I hope you're sitting down or just taking care of yourself generally, and I do hope to see you again soon. Until I do, I will say cheers.